Yeah.
Hey folks, Keith with 93 Lumber coming back at you with a beer and a Matt and a massive beer and a Katie. Katie is also joining us for this, which is
in
exciting.
The she shed.
In the she shed that we drywalled about what would you say 20% 15
20 yeah
15%
18.3
yeah
Nice.
So this is possibly the last beer of the night. Who knows?
Fruits of their labor.
Explain the beer, please.
Oh yeah, this is Fox Farm. Oh, are we doing a review? This is Fox Farm. This is a beer bottle that I picked up from the brewery today is Saturday. I picked this up last Friday. So
yeah.
It is their Votive. It is a double barrel Imperial Stout aged in sherry and bourbon barrels. There you go.
I go with Votive. It's a silent T.
Votive. Are we British?
Votive.
And yeah,
British.
Yeah, we're British.
This is their 2022 batch number 3. It is 14.2% alcohol by volume.
Session beer.
Session, yeah. In the words of Troon Brewing, it is a lawnmower beer. I think is what they call it, and I think that's it. Yeah.
I am gonna make a statement that I've made several times before. I don't have a bottle opener, so we're trying to do it with a pair of wire cutters right now, just so
very,
effective.
Yeah.
Linen labels, best labels.
I will 1000% second that. I think they look the best and they feel the best.
Thank you.
Tiny, 2 fingers max.
Katie's driving.
Technically, that's 2 fingers when I go.
This is my 2 fingers. I have child hands.
Motor
oil.
Yeah,
oil.
That is motor oil.
That head is like, it's Doc. It's like 5 A's and 3 K's. Doc.
That's an espresso right there.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Well, it's like a big old 14% bourbon barrel aged stout. Is what it looks like.
And sherry cask.
Is it sherry?
Sherry.
Oh, bourbon. Oh,
it's double,
sherry.
It's double barrel.
Oh, double. Well, it's aged in sherry and bourbon barrel, so it's not technically double. It could be a blend of both casks. It's not like barrel aged and barrel aged again in another cask. Double barrels typically. They could have taken a sherry cask blend, a sherry cask, and a bourbon barrel, and then blended those two together.
Don't they have to specify that?
No, that's what I mean. Like, it doesn't say double barrel aged because I don't think it is. Like double barrel. Let's put it this way:
Asian cherry and bourbon.
Well, it says double.
Oh, double barrel. So don't listen to me. What do I?
It says double barrel.
This is my first review.
Honestly,
Relax.
We're all just doing our best.
Matt just started his channel.
Yeah.
Beers,
it was 90 degrees today. He is a little.
It's also 93 lumber.
Yeah, it's also
93 degrees and 93 lumber.
Nose.
Yeah.
It smells like a hoppy IPA.
Really?
No.
I'm like, it smells like raisins.
I'm not really getting much sherry, but it smells like a big bourbon barrel aged.
This is not my first time I pulled this one out. This is one of my favorite.
I am getting a little bit of something. I'm not familiar with sherry, but I am getting a little.
Sherry is a fortified
It's
wine.
like a port.
I am getting a little bit of a.
You never watched Frasier?
I'm not 90 years
little
old.
Little tipple of sherry. Even I watched Frasier, and I was like a child. I probably shouldn't have been watching Frasier. I don't know if that tells you anything about my life.
Yeah, there is like a dark fruity thing that is not bourbon. That is thing.
Figgy. It's like figgy.
I know what this is.
Or raisin.
I know it, and this is a staple of my beer review channel. But I'll bring it out
because
I think Katie's gonna go love this one.
Oh, I love some of
this. Is my favorite.
Give it to me.
So
see, I said you probably had this, and you were like, oh, maybe.
No, I'm not basing this off of previous experience.
I'm ready.
I'm just basing it off of what I'm smelling.
Oh, okay.
Is that like when my nana, my grandma passed a long time ago, but you used to go to like your grandma's and around the holidays, and then like she'd always have mad candy everywhere.
Uh-huh.
For everybody, and then she had that sampler thing where you pull it off, and then there's like a legend, like a key, and it's like all these chocolate candies, and it's like this one's the peanut butter one, this one's this thing, and then you like eat them, but then you lose the key, so you don't know what's what, and you're ripping candies. This is the raspberry liqueur.
Yes!
Grandma
Oh shit! That is so fucking good. That is exactly what it is. I was like thinking, I'm like, why does it taste like some kind of like candy cordial thing, like the cherry.
It's that one when you're trying to find a peanut butter one, and then you're like ripping the candies, and then
I don't know how that feels personally,
but it's like that's what it is. It's that raspberry cordial, Grandma Werther's, not Werther's, but like Whitman sampler pack.
That's so weird. That's all I can smell now. I also
I think that
get like
chocolate,
a raisin-y thing.
I will
like
say,
raisin-y
chocolate raisins.
Before I will say the chocolate thing is like way bigger than just like a cordial thing, but yeah.
See, that's so funny because I get like a bitter chocolate smell.
Cheers.
Ooh.
Oh.
Wow. Chocolate milk.
That sherry thing comes out.
Yeah.
There's like a pop of it right up front. And then it's just chocolate. Wow.
It's like
this is
by far and away my favorite thing about this beer. I'm really curious if I review this because I don't know. I'm really curious to go back and watch it if I have. To see if anything similar is how not sweet it is. It's sweet because it's a stout.
Yeah.
It's sweet because it's barrel aged.
Yeah. But it's
when you drink a lot of stouts and a lot of barrel aged stouts at this ABV, it's so so sweet. Whereas while this is technically sweet, it doesn't come off like that.
I feel like
it's like the dark chocolate you're talking about as opposed to milk chocolate.
It's got like this bitter thing, but I don't know. It kind of reminds me of like eating like dried fruits, like dried
dehydrated fruits and stuff like that.
Yeah, something like that. It's like very
and it's bitter.
It's rich, but it has like this tiny bitter situation. But I like it
for 14.2%.
Oh,
like I
it's high ABV, but it's I can bang this back like
this reminds me of like Stout Fest at Ziggs, where I just got blackout drunk and got in a fight with some lady about pool at Marley's. That's what it feels.
That's a night.
That was a night. That was my last night out pre-COVID, so that was
slight bitterness.
I think it's got a pretty aggressive bitterness.
Mm-hmm.
But I also think it's a bitterness that is not singular.
Think about the chicory root.
It's like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
We've been switching to
it's not that
coffee
bitter.
alternatives. And
it's not that bitter.
The chicory is
one of my favorite beers of all time was Dogfish Head Chicory Stout. They haven't made it. Well, that's not true. They make it, and you can get it at the brew pub only on draft. They haven't put it in bottles probably in 20 plus years. Wow. That's how old it is. And it was one of my favorite. It's actually one of the beers that got me in it. So I love that. Not many people put chicory in beer.
Yeah.
But
it's a good idea. I like that for the bitter element because like I do like more bitter beers generally.
But this, like drinking this, if you were kind of like dismiss the grandma candy thing and go a different direction, it's very much what I imagine like
multifaceted.
Well, no, it's like almost it's pivoting to the point where it's almost like what would they call it? Like basically the person who owns Ricola made a beer like it's like an herbal
base like medicinal
not in that super medicinal kind of bad kind of way. It's almost like and again you're talking about sherry cask, you're talking about bourbon barrel, you're talking about a stout. Those things aren't in there, but you're getting these kind of not licorice, but a lot of those of like the spices you would expect in some kind of like tincture that
or
you
like a health food store when you walk into the health food store and you're like, I can taste this in my mouth. Just
you walk
smell.
over to the bulk food section.
Yes, that's
it's delicious. It's absolutely delicious.
Yeah. It's really lovely.
It's
I feel like it'd be a good
It's so weird because when you said that licorice thing, it's like
gotta get the ASMR linen ladle in.
How else are you gonna make it on TikTok, Matt?
I love licorice. I love black licorice. I know everybody.
This isn't licorice though.
It's not licorice, but that is in here. Like it's in there, I never pull it out.
Yeah.
I never pull it out.
The aftertaste, like the flavors in my mouth after.
Yeah, it's way
not
way
to be gross,
sweeter.
but I like it. It's cool. It'd be good dessert. or something, like a dessert beer kind of
If
thing.
let's pivot to this.
Oh.
I said pivot twice in this video.
I like that though. Pivot's a good one.
Say something you don't like about it.
Say something I don't like about it.
Spirit forward. Too spirit forward for me.
I don't know. I mean, I could compare it to other things and say, oh well, I would prefer this to that. But like, if I'm just talking about this just as a single thing, I don't. It might be a little slightly more bitter and drying than I would like it to be, but like it's basically
Your vibe.
Fair enough. No, I can get that. 'Cause
Yeah.
if it was just a touch sweeter, it might come off a little bit more kind of like not aggressive, but a little bit more like whatever.
Forward.
My thing, and this is an ultra nitpick because this is it's double barrel aged and it's very hard. I'd like to have a little bit more kind of carbonation, just a little bit.
Yeah,
Just a little
I
bit.
could see
A little bit more
that.
mouthfeel. As far as a
really like
carbonation standpoint, it's carbonated fine, especially for a double barrel aged beer.
Yeah.
To get a proper carbonation on a double barrel aged Imperial Stout is very difficult. It's the ultra nitpicks, but you take this beer as it is right now, and I think it's an absolutely fantastic, like crazy. This is one of the better barrel aged beers I've had in quite some time. You just bump that carbonation up just a skosh. It's like world beater. Like this is
Wasn't
one of
even
the-
thinking about
Oh
that. Yeah.
shit! Yeah, that's a really good idea. I am a weirdo freak for carbonation. I really like carbonation in my
Honestly,
everything, so.
no, that's not weird though, because a lot of people don't think that's weird, but like mouthfeel like can make or break a lot of
Yeah.
things. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, and carbonation is the primary backbone of mouthfeel. So it's like a lot of people
Yeah.
dismiss it, but you know, you
It
can
can
have
make a big difference.
you can have a beer that's absolutely fantastic across the board, and the carbonation's off, and it's just not world class. I mean, that's hair to dog is pretty
Yeah.
much what they did, and like a lot of times their beers would be. Some would be carb, some wouldn't. They were still always awesome, but when you got one that was probably carb, you're like, it's the best thing I've ever had in my life. You know what I mean? So it's like one of those things where it's hard, but when you do it right, it's right.
Very nice. Cool.
Let's bring it on.
Yeah.
So yeah. Hope you're all doing well and taking care of yourselves. I finally remembered
Yeah.
what I say.
Classic.
You can like this video if you would like to. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can follow me on Instagram at 93lumber. Spelled out 93lumber. You can follow Matt if you even know who he is.
This guy
This guy.
over here.
Yeah.
Uh,
I just started my channel, so I'd appreciate it. Any help.
Mess of Beers. And then we got Katie. You can follow her at the Botanic Babe on Instagram. And see you in the next one. Cheers.
Cheers. Facebook chat's going crazy.